Right. Shalom, shalom. We the brothers of Great Millstone, the church in Birmingham, Alabama. As always, want to begin by giving all praise, honor, and glory
to Yahawah, by Sham, Rawchaa, by Qadash.
In the ancient Hebrew tongue, those would be the correct names of the Heavenly Father, the Holy God's Son, and the Holy Spirit. Also, let's give that honor to our teachers, the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the fellow laborers out there, and as always, the believers. So yeah, we back. As you can see, we back out here once again through the spirit and power of Yahawashi Rawchaa. Which as always we have been brought forth with the report of evil titans, pronounced against this wicked kingdom of America, also known as Babylon the Great, in the Holy Scriptures, which by the way is now officially under attack. What you're witnessing is pretty much an age-old strategy, a strategic war approach known as blockade and siege. Well, when you go into chiefly the ancient world, and even now, right, before a city is invaded, that invasion is preceded by cutting off, the supplies of the city, compromising resources, food, communication. And that's what's taking place over here in America. You got the U.S. government on high alert as touching cyber attack. It's pretty much compromising the infrastructure of America because this place is built upon, a digital system. So your day-to-day business as usual coming and going approach is being compromised. And when you think of a cyber attack, it's way beyond, your password being compromised, somebody tap into your YouTube account, hack Instagram account and take it over, your bank apps or whatnot. No, cyber attack can affect the production of food, distribution of it, power. See? So right now what you witness is the Most High is beginning to move on America. Matter of fact, let's pull up, we can pull up some on that cyber attack. Like, you got some?
Yeah, it says a cyber attack can become damaging in a number of ways. In one way is by stealing sensitive information.
Right, obviously, passwords, whatnot. Somebody have access, gain entry to your bank account, right?
Such as financial data
Yeah.
or personal information, which can be used for malicious purposes. Another way is by disrupting critical infrastructure, such as power grids.
Yep, see, power grids.
Or transportation systems.
Oh, transportation, man. A lot of these cars is like they got chips in them, and they're connected to the Internet of Things. Oh, even prisons, I don't know if they're going to go into all that, but like security breaches, like they say you go to the zoo. It's not a physical key. Somebody got a chain around a lion. No, the encamp, the place where they're encamped, is all centered around computers. So if it's hacked, and all of a sudden you at the zoo, you hear that damn door swing on, gorilla on your bad thing song.
On May 2, in the movie If Leave the World Behind, they had a few cyber attacks. The ship, they said it lost navigation, and then it rolled up on the shore. The planes fell out the sky, and what's the cars? Teslas. Remember they were running into each other.
Yep.
It says which can cause widespread harm to people and the economy.
Right. Yep. Widespread, man. It's like they call it a bug in a lot of cases. You see, the computer is bug. It's like a disease, That shit spread, right?
It says cyber attacks can also be used to spread disinformation and propaganda, which can be damaging to individuals and society as a whole.
Right. Yeah, on a micro level, somebody can hack into your account and they can act like you. They can spread information, say that you did it, based upon your platform, your channel. Well,
Additionally, cyber attacks can be used to extort money or other concessions from individuals or organizations, which could be damaging to their reputation and financial well-being.
yeah. So that's pretty much insight concerning the cyber attack. We got something else?
It's from End Time Headlines. It says Biden administration warns U.S. ports to prepare for cyber attacks as nationwide infrastructure is targeted.
Yeah, so the infrastructure is volatile. It's vulnerable, man. It's touching a cyber attack. So you see where it goes far beyond affecting your phone and your password. And that word attack. See, just the mere fact that that word is there proves that the Most High is beginning to move on America. Because whether that attack is through cyber approach, or a nuclear attack, either way it goes back to the Most High. And that's why we were sent forth to pronounce that. Matter of fact, somebody hold that Jeremiah 49, start at the 13th verse. Right?
This is from news break. 911 outage in 4 states likely caused by a mass cyber attack.
So you see where even cyber attacks affect your protection. Because the average American, they've been pretty much geared to use 911. 911 is the symbol of protection. You could be a hardcore gangster. Right? Somehow that a nigga said, call 911. You know? Especially you women. That's proven to be a go-to. 911. See? But you see where that cyber attack actually affects that as well. Read that again, Doc?
It says 911 outage in 4 states likely caused by a mass cyber attack.
Now, as the elder read, those cyber attacks are subject to spread. So it can start off with 4 states. And just like that, it could be a nationwide thing. See? Come on.
Got another one. This is from cybersecurity. It says cyber attacks can disrupt production schedules, compromise food safety systems.
Yeah, see, so a cyber attack can compromise the food safety system. And everything is geared towards what? The web. You do your inventory, right? Distribution, even from a manufacturing point of view, everything is digital. So, hey, that contributes to that slippery slope as well. The Lord placed these devils on that slippery slope. Pretty much it's a volatile situation. You're not firmly established on the power. See, in the world to come, we're going to be established. Because why? We're going to administer the laws, statutes, and commandments in the earth, which will be intertwined with our inward parts. It will be woven in us, thus cementing that alliance with our power perpetually. We'll never ever have to worry about getting a report that somebody stirred up the needs, about to take over. No, we're not going to receive that report. Our existence is going to center around really Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, in the first verse down to the 15th verse, which entails the blessings that the Lord will bestow upon the nation of Israel for their obedience, which that obedience will be again forged by the laws being within us. So the so-called white man, his kingdom is temporal, right? Scripture speaks about that very short time, right? What's that, Revelation? Matter of fact, let me get that. Revelation. Yep. Read that again, Doc?
It says cyber attacks can disrupt food production schedules, compromise food safety systems, lead to food shortages, price volatility, and even public
volatility. Yeah. Click on that one.
It says it can lead to food shortages, man.
Because, hey, you don't know which way Yahawah Yahawashi is coming, man. He said his ways are higher than your ways, man. His thoughts are higher than your thoughts. So you may think that the famine may come one way, and all of a sudden it take a U-turn and come another way, man. So that's like the elder going into, man, like the article going into. This cyber attack, man, can cause all type of tragedies upon America, man. And we all know it's all about that food, bro.
Because the volatility, it says liability to change rapidly and unpredictable.
Going back to the family, increasing it rapidly.
Right.
Because that's going to disrupt. Just say they did have the food, it's going to disrupt distribution where it's going and where it's going to sit down, rot and shit like that, you know. You have to slide.
Yeah, and it's not steady. There's nothing stable about it. Something is right, it's volatile. So that proves that the so-called white man's kingdom is but a shadow. Shadow in it has variables, changes.
Because it says unpredictability, especially for the worse.
Right, see that? Unpredictability, in which this place is built upon scheduling, right? Dinner time.
I was going to say, reliability. That will bring the comfort in Babylon is that you know you can go to the supermarket right now. And another thought that's coming to my mind, a lot of these foods is being imported.
Right.
You know, and then they burning crops at the same time. Like you hear about the farmers their lands being burnt or taken from them. It's steady. That reliability factor is going to be cut off. And you got 325 million people here in Babylon.
And that reliability goes back to condition you to being in a comfort zone. Because in your mind, regardless, every time your stomach growls, in your mind, you know that McNasty's is open. I can go, go down the street for 24 McNasty's somewhere.
Right.
I can go get some at any time.
Right.
Food ready, available.
Right.
That's reliability, man. I can go to the store to get deodorant. I can turn on the water. Hey, by that, attacking the grid. Hey, that's gonna attack the water company, and they run off the fucking electric grid. It ain't like you pumping no fucking water out no well no more.
Yeah.
So that's reliability, man. Being reliable on something through your comfort, and it can get taken away from you.
Got another definition. It's like, it says a tendency to erupt in violence or anger. That's what those food shortages are going to lead to, erupting in violence and anger.
That's it.
You know? It's like that.
There's a scripture I say Ezra's man shall go into his neighbor. His neighbor's house. Right.
Yeah, that causes you to move, man. You don't have no food. Right? Because, as a saying, when there's nothing else to lose, a man loses, something along those lines. There's nothing to lose.
Man has nothing left to lose.
Right, he loses. That's just human nature. People gonna be, that beast in you is really gonna be shown up close and personal, resources. Because right now everything is a mirage to keep you looking like a normal citizen, right? And once those things are taken away, you're gonna see the beast in you people. It's foaming out of the mouth, showing your teeth. Right, desperation.
Desperate times call for desperate
men. And that's what Esau does. Right now, Esau is desperate. When you look at like this NBA structure, for an example, they got the new, they call it play-in, playoff. Right. Yeah. That's that duck call, for example, you emphasize it. Let's say if you're a hunter and you're using that duck call, and then the duck is not biting on you, so you have to go hard.
Ecclesiastes 9 and 12. It says, for man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare, so are the sons of men snared in an evil time, when it follows suddenly upon them. By nature, like you know how that convenience culture, you know, just how the spirit of these people are in, you know, even the elements and how they got scheduled, it's just routine, you know. The Lord gonna pull the rug from under it because a lot of these things require technology. It requires this man's technology to operate your day-to-day life, man. You know, so suddenly it's gonna be taken away, man. That's gonna, a nigga lose you 30 minutes without Wi-Fi. You know, be at the house.
Nigga is submissive too. You know what I mean? Excuse me, sir. May I borrow your Wi-Fi? Niggas gonna get right. Yeah, we know.
This is the book of 2 Kings 6 and 24. Sometime later, and it's titled Ben-Hadad besieges Samaria. It says, sometime later, however, Ben-Hadad of Aram mustered his entire army and besieged Samaria. As a result, there was a great famine in the city. The siege lasted so long that a donkey's head sold for 80 pieces of silver, and a cup of dove's dung sold for 5 pieces of silver. I was reading that in the NLT. But it just proves to you that that's one of the ways of an attack. If a nation want to come against another nation, if war is about to happen, World War III is about to happen, there's various ways in this new age world where everything's ran by technology we're going through. All infrastructure is tied into technology, transportation, financial. There ain't nothing that a hacker can't get into now. And you can't expose them because it's done from a whole nother country. Now you gotta get international law involved. So if that's what war is now, and all they need to do is pay off some hackers to do it, and in the war you're gonna siege a place to gain control over or break it down. They just gonna come for the infrastructure. They could do way more to destabilize this country at this point in time right now with clicks of a button. And it's less costly paying one to 10 hackers in a room than to send their troops over there and hit you head on. They're gonna weaken you first. And it's happened throughout scripture. It's happened throughout time and time again. 70 AD was a siege. They surrounded the city first and cut off the resources. Now you're causing panic on the inside. And it's an infighting now. So man, as far as your comfortability goes, this is your time, man. The scripture say in Lamentation 4 and 21, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Eden. Because your time is short. That cup is going to be passed to you. And if Esau ruling, what's going to happen to you people following him? You don't have no refuge no more. That's the spirit 911 was cut off for all these hours or however long. That's your refuge, man. You women, proud ass bitches. That's your refuge. Right?
Talking about like your covenant with death. So death and all.
Check out something real quick. Still has something. It's Isaiah chapter 30. Pointers in 3 of them start at 1. Isaiah 30 and 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, Yahawah Sham Yahawashi, that take counsel but not of me. It says, and that
You lean towards your own understanding. You got your own exit plan. You have nothing. You want nothing to do with the Holy One of Israel. So the scripture says the tentative is woe. With that word woe going to destruction.
it says, and that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth.
Right. You're not inquiring of the Most High. This the time, what the scripture says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Isaiah 55th chapter. See? So you haven't inquired of the prophets. You should be all on the coming board asking questions. Really, that door is sealed.
It says to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh.
It's almost like everybody already got their seats. For someone to try to come in and out, you know what I mean? You're coming in the movie theater 45 minutes late, you know, you're trying to get back. You're not gonna see what's going on, right? That's that, you know, that's a sore thumb. What do they call it? Stand out like a sore thumb. That's a sore thumb right there.
Missing everything.
Right, yeah. We gotta walk you through what happened. That disrupts.
It says, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. It says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion.
Yeah, you people trust in this system, man. Because your mind has been geared to make the so-called white man your refuge. Everything from the way you was brought up, the way you was taught to get money, and the way you was taught to survive in this place, right? It's geared towards a certain walk. It has nothing to do with putting your trust in a higher power. That's why the scriptures say, better is the end. Matter of fact, somebody get that. I believe that's Ecclesiastes 7 chapter. Better is the end of the day. Well, guys,
Ecclesiastes 7, verse 8, it says, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. And the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit.
and the patient. So someone that's patient, they have come to the conclusion that they need a higher power. When you're patient, the very nucleus, the core to that patience is that you're at the mercy of someone else. So an example, somebody at the bus stop. Why they exhibiting that patience? Because they can't go nowhere. They need the bus. And they acknowledge that. That's why they're there. So for people outside of this circle, they're gonna move the way they was designed to move. That's the hustle, the bustle, labor, toil, scratch and claw. That's you leaning towards your own understanding in a sense, and trying to concoct your own formula for relief. That's why you got guys on the no jumper, right, podcast, guys marching. At any given time, you can see an Israelite tent somewhere, at a park. But we're gonna be on our post and waiting. We're not gonna physically try to carnally bring no change. Why? Because we understand the story and that there's a higher force. See? So that in itself seals the fate of those outside of the circle. They're gonna be upset. Their whole cart gonna be upset, and they see that their power ain't gonna change nothing. You got over 40 hours this week ain't gonna change your situation. Meaning at that point you can't physically, you can't do nothing. So that was it on that?
It's in 1 Peter 5 and 6. Humble yourselves therefore under the mighty hand of Yahawah, that he may exalt you in due time. Casting
Real quick. Hey, once you come to the realization that what the elder just said is reality, that's when you should humble yourself. Because you're under somebody else's guidance. You move when they say move. When you figure out there's nothing physically I can do to change nothing, Proverbs 20:24, right? That's when you should submit yourself. That's when and fear should make you submit yourself. You got it.
It says, humble yourselves therefore under the mighty hand of Yahawah, that he may exalt you in due time. Casting off.
That's a lot. And he may exalt you in due time. Not you doing anything physically, mentally, spiritually, whatever you want, whatever level that you think you want to get some accomplished. Read it one more time.
Yep. It says from the top.
Mm-hmm.
Humble yourself. Okay. That he may exalt you
Yep.
in due time.
That he may exalt you. Okay.
In due time.
Right, when he get ready. In due time. When it's time fit for you, not when, like the elder said, you trying to make it, and I gotta make it happen. You know, I hear niggas, first thing he said, I gotta make it happen. No, bro, it's gonna happen when Yahawah, if it happens. If it's in the will of Yahawah Shem Yahawashi happen, it's gonna happen in due time. Meaning when Yahawah Shem Yahawashi put forth that action.
It speaks of patience too.
That's it.
Right.
You standing at the bus stop, isn't it? Waiting for the Lord to return and do His thing. And this aligns directly with how the ancient men who followed Yahawashi felt. That in Acts the first chapter, went and shall you, how's it going?
Now at this time,
Thou at this time. At this time, wilt thou?
Right.
Will. I'm showing you it's all a will. What is a will? What is a will? A will is, a thought that turns into action, basically. And in this little world, they say you got your own will, right? But in the once you get to a certain level of understanding the scriptures, you understand it all revolves around the Most High will. What is your will? Say the Most High gave you that idea, that you even had one, or you in servitude of His. They go on, casting all your care upon Him, for He cared for you. And just that idea right there, it gives up all your own personal ambitions or your own trying to get things right in your own. And so you could get rid of all of that. I'm independent, I'm by myself, pride. And then you could throw that aside and actually cast it over to the Lord, because He able to bear all of that. He's the one that's going to deliver and save, right? Through His Yahawashi. He's sending Yahawashi to deliver and save. So He got salvation covered no matter what happens. What do you, at that point in time, what you trying to do? What you putting all your worries into?
and that, if I may, that's the mindset of everybody outside of the circle. Because this is a unique form of thinking. You're introduced to just letting it go. Not yet. You have to walk your walk. Ultimately, you understand there's nothing you can do. So that's the disconnect. That's why this is a small circle. And watch when all hell breaks loose, man. It's perfection. You're gonna see it's gonna get to a point people gonna be trying to bang. See, right now, they suddenly come up and they can't get it. And then it's gonna be a point of desperation. They're gonna be banging on the door. So, well, you can get in that way. What make you think you're gonna get in that experience?
Still delusion.
Right, yeah, you still deluded. Just because those floods began, just like in the ancient world, that flood started to become knee high, and all of a sudden it's waist high, and now you're neck deep in the shit. When you was a foot, when the rain was dripping, drizzling, you said, Noah, hold on, what's going on here, Noah? And then once that rain got up, you said, Noah,
If I may too, that analogy reminds me of something else. When a boat is sinking, people they gotta abandon ship. They scream it out, abandon ship, and they all jump off the ship. That don't mean there ain't nothing else. There might not be anything else out there for them to jump on, but they still abandon the ship. At some point in time, when Babylon falling for real, and they little boat, whatever they standing on, they foundation gonna start sinking. They're gonna abandon that shit like it ain't no joke. Whether it's Dr. Umar, Egyptology,
They're gonna ultimately cast away those idols too.
violent.
Yeah, like we said some one time that these doctrines will show themselves at the time of prophecy or something like that. You know what I'm talking about? You're gonna see what's a doctrine about.
Another doctrine died.
That's it right there. That's it.
When that goes into Luke the 21st chapter, that's in the scripture.
That's it.
Right? Perfection.
Yep.
Which that word perfection, one of the definitions is not having an answer, not having to know where to go, which way to turn. That's the same analogy with fleeing, abandoning that boat. But then where from there? Yeah, that's it. They should call unto me, but I'm not here.
That's what for you. Yep. This is what you quoted. This is Isaiah 55:6. It says, "Seek ye the Lord while He may be found. Call ye upon Him while He is near." Just going back to what the elders say, man. You got, people riding by, taking it for granted. This is the time to seek the Lord, man, because his name is relevant, always been relevant. But what I mean by his name is relevant, we are allowed to speak it freely. You know, they're gonna come and murk you for what you know, or attempt to murk you for what you know in time to come. This is the free time to seek that protection. Example, the boy that hollered Yahawashi when the cops stopped him. See what I'm saying? That don't mean just because you know the name, and in that time to come, they still could bring harm upon you. But guess what? Because you took the name in vain. Bill hustled the name and then think that you're going to use it for your protection, but you didn't store up any treasures in heaven for that name to be concrete when you use it in the truth. That's what we're doing. Right? So, like the elder says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. This is the time to seek that protection that I'm speaking of. Right? While he may be found, while the prophets, the elders are still up the Lord. The prophets are still coming out. We're teaching. This is the time to seek them. I got one more for you. Matthew 25 and 10, it says, and while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the doors were shut. It says, afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open unto us. So it's going to be too late. Once, like you said, the doors already closed.
They're going to be lost.
They're going to be lost.
Somebody get that real quick in 2 Corinthians. You can see once you're able to enter, the Lord going to open up. The Lord is the door. That's heavy. The door really has two functions. To keep you in or keep you out. So really it's Yahawashi himself who's keeping you out. Then eventually what's going to happen, you people are going to come to your senses. You know what proved that? Isaiah, matter of fact, give me that real quick. Isaiah, is it 6 and 10? 1 and 10. It's about how long? 6 and 10. There's going to be a point where the niggas going to actually wake up. It's going to be too late. Go ahead.
God, this is Isaiah 6:10. I'll start to get to the point.
No, you can do it.
Okay, God. Isaiah 6:10 says, make the heart of this people fat and make their ears heavy. God, it says, Isaiah 6:8, also I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom I shall send, and who will go for us? And then said I, here am I, send me. And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not.
Yeah, Yahawashi spoke about it. Matthew the 13th chapter. Blessed are your eyes for they see, your ears for they hear. Those are the attributes, you know, that either brings you in or keeps you out.
It says, make the heart of this people fat and make their ears heavy and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes and hear with their ears and understand with their heart and convert and be healed.
Right, so in order for you to convert and be healed, you have to have eyes and ears. That's a suitable sacrifice for the Lord. Even when you go into the law, you can't sacrifice an animal, right? Right, blemishes. See? So in order for you to convert, to turn back to your power and be healed, you have to actually have faith. Because really, ears and eyes summed up is faith. You believe on what you see and hear. Without that, you can't come. I can't hear you. What Yahawashi said, based upon according to your faith. Your faith. So how could you be healed? You can't come to me. You can't convert. You can't come out of that grimy nigga you was. And I'm gonna say something. A grimy nigga ain't just a guy with a black and mild. A grimy nigga is a guy with a desk job too, man.
Real talk. It's true. Grimy is.
Grimy nigga. Right, yeah. Grimy niggas with the college.
Oh, man.
And career. Right. Really, really the only way you come out of that, you have to believe. That's what Yahawashi said. According to your faith, right? And what was restored unto them? Their sight, you know? Yep, come on.
It's like, the scripture said, make their eyes, make their ears.
Yeah.
So it's something that was fashioned to, without their faith.
Right.
It talks about the elect was created, the fear of the Lord was created with the faithful in the womb. But as you can see, there's a lot of people that were made not to receive, you know.
Made to be taken.
Made to be taken.
That's it.
It was made to be taken, man. You can get that too.
Yeah,
And somebody get was that Exodus the 4th chapter? I believe it's Exodus 4:12 or something like that. Yeah, that's a heavy point. You know, which we are to consider. God created you to believe, man. And he created those outside of this circle again, your family, and mainly your family, right? What Yahawashi, remember they came into Yahawashi and said, Lord, your mother and brethren, siblings, they stand without desiring to hear of you. What was Yahawah's response? Who are my mother? Who are my brethren? He pointed to his disciples who was within. See?
God, this is the book of 2 Peter 2:12. But these, as natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed.
Right, it was made. Matter of fact, after you finish that, click on to see that word made.
God, it says, speak evil of the things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption.
Yeah, your classic scoffer. They'll speak evil of these things because they don't understand it. Now it's heavy, even when you go into that word scoffer. One of the definitions that false teaching. So a scoffer and his scoffing is pretty much inspired by some crazy doctrine he believes in. So really a scoffer goes back to a false teaching. Because you are influenced by some wayward idea that serves as the driving force of you coming up against the truth. See? We say, for an example, the C-Help is the MOTB. You say, no, it's not. You come up against it. You become a scoffer and speak against it. That's because you believe in something else. See? That's why that word scoffer goes back to false teaching. I cut you out.
Con, that word made, strong G, 1080. And the metaphor, it says to engender, cause to rise.
Right. Oh, cause to rise. Just like you remember Frankenstein, you know? You had the mad scientist, and Frankenstein, he rose up. He was a creation.
It's sight.
Sight. Yeah, that's investigation. Really, that word incite go hand in hand with puff. When you puff, that means breathe life. What?
In the Strong's, it just says to regenerate, to beget, make.
Yeah. Oh, begat. You know? So,
A line of scoffers. That's a line of scoffers.
yeah, assembly line of scoffers. Boy, actually begotten. That's a prop in the drum as well. Right? Just know this in the last days, there's some come scoffers. They will arise. Is that it out?
God, this is Exodus chapter 4 and verse 12. Now therefore go, and I will be with thy mouth.
11.
Oh, it's like verse 11. It's like it says, and the Lord said unto him, who have made man's mouth, or who maketh the dumb or deaf?
Right. So the Lord said, who have made man's mouth? Who maketh the dumb and the deaf? That word dumb goes into mute. Because the average person, let's say someone out here with status, let's say LeBron James, he's dumb. He's mute, meaning he's not going to stand up for the Lord and go out on the streets and speak. I believe that's why I think. He's not going to resume that role because that's not a lot appointed to him. So he's dumb. And you people out there will be considered deaf. Well,
Or the seeing, or the blind, have not I, the Lord?
so the Lord created both. Those who can see what's going on versus those who can't quite wrap their mind around it. You got it on that?
Because 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 3 says, but if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost.
Right, it's here to them that are lost. Now click on that word lost.
Strong's G 622. It says to put out of the way entirely. Put
All right. Put out the way of time. So if you try to come and knock on the door after it's said and done, after the fact, and you don't come in, you put out the way. Entirely. You're nowhere in the house. Because that house represents what? It serves as a symbol of your safety. Real quick. Give me Isaiah 4. You know what I want.
So Isaiah 4 and Isaiah 4 in verse 6, it says, and there shall be a tabernacle for a shadow in the daytime from the heat.
Right. The tabernacle is this gathering, man. Which is a protection. See? What?
It says, and for a place of refuge, for a cover from storm and from rain.
Right. The storm will be climaxed with the milsons. The storm has already started to brew. Those turbulent winds, the famine. We're going to be kept from that. Lord willing, we continue. And the Lord view us as being, worthy to resume that role.
I just got the phrase, and from refuge. Strong's H4268, it says, refuge, shelter.
Shelter.
It says, from rain or storm, from danger of falsehood.
Right, man. See that? So having this truth protects you, but another doctrine is to your destiny. Because when you're in this thing, you're even protected from other doctrines. You're protected from falsehood. Now, you really believe somebody can bring another doctrine up right now? and they discourage and stuff, and I'm Lord willing, I'm speaking on behalf of everybody out here.
Said I face harder than their
Different,
face.
yep.
What did, who was that, Peter? Yahawashi asked him, will you leave? He like, where shall we go?
That's it.
You have, you know what I'm saying? Basically,
You leave out of that house, you're going to go to
I'm
falsehood.
fucked up, you know what I'm saying?
You're going to go to falsehood.
Yeah.
We decide go, right? Because I'm in the house, and the house is the truth. So you're protected from falsehood with that. If you leave this, where you going to go? You're going to go to another crazy doctrine. See?
That's the, when the scripture speaks about that narrow path and that broad path. That's what the elder said, man. You leave out of that narrow, that house, that place of protection, them straights, and you go out into that broad way, man.
And I'm going to say something. The broad path got a lot of lanes. Like you look at the highway, the broader the path, there's more lanes.
That's beautiful.
So it's more doctrine.
Yeah.
That broad path is a lot of doctrines. Because you able, you got room to jump into this, that. A lot of doctrines. Lane switch. But it's straight and narrow, you have to walk the walk, man.
That's true.
There's not another lane.
Said something,
Oh, what's that second Ezra's?
Oh, yeah.
Isaiah 30, they go down.
Go down.
To these, this is heavens. Everything outside this is really going down. Because it's going to lead to carnality.
Scripture
jumping, climbing out of that hole.
This is John 8:34. Yahawashi answered them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is servant of sin, and the servant abideth not in the house forever, but the Son abideth ever. If the Son therefore make you free, you shall be free indeed. So I want to start at verse 32, 31. That's where I meant to start at. Then said Yahawashi to those Jews which believed on him, if ye continue in my word, then are ye my disciples indeed. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Now that was to go into verse 36. If the Son therefore shall make you free, you shall be free indeed. And it's describing the various lanes you could be in that wide. But here it is, this truth is the only thing that can make you free. And notice how you become a servant to Yahawashi and being, so you almost like you nailed down to be lifted up. It's almost, it's almost you humble yourself, but then you lift it up. You picked up with this, you made free with this word. And going into how like all of these philosophies, they really just poison at the end of the day. If they don't lead to salvation, it's a destructive, trust me, it's a destructive philosophy. And you can't be delivered out of it. So it's a broad gate that leadeth into destruction. No matter which lane you in, it's gonna go to destruction.
Lead to a dead end.
And here it is, that one little lane gonna lead to salvation.
It's just hard to find that one.
Yeah, it is.
Alley?
Yeah, I
right?
definitely see that. Short street.
Yeah, because that's likened to a narrow path. If you're not paying attention, you'll go right by it. Right by it.
And if you're following everybody else, you definitely
Right,
gonna.
definitely.
Yeah, that happened. Yeah.
Oh, matter of fact, give me, I think that's Luke 3. Right, 3 and 14. Yeah. The truth is elusive. Life is not easily found. See? It's easy to get into shit, get into trouble. Hey, that's why people who made it, right, out of the so-called black community, let's use that. Yeah. But it's rare and it's celebrated because it's so easy to go to jail. It's so easy to, you know what I mean? End up with 580 daddies. Right? It's so easy to do that. That's the norm. When you see somebody who take a step from that, then they'll celebrate it. Oh, you the one in the field. Oh. If it was normal, nobody would celebrate it.
Yeah.
See? You got a key to the city. It was rare that you made it out. You're not statistically numbered amongst, Right. Exactly. So this is precious. This is a very prestige position. Rare. It tells you that in Matthew, the 13th chapter, a certain man seeking pearls of good value, and when he found that one pearl, the key word is found. He had to have a discernment to see that narrow path, that small thing, which actually was the segue into life.
Difficult too.
Yeah.
On top of that, being red hit, it's the difficult path.
Yeah, it's a difficult path because it entails restriction.
Discipline.
Yeah, discipline. You can't just get a line up now. You can't just move off your impulse. In the world, and then as you got a golf battle, nigga, you got all that truth, and you'll come up with a way to commit adultery. But technically, no, man. You gotta walk that walk. You can't come up with a way to make the flesh feel better, man.
Become a scoffer. And then hate, and then end up hating the way that you end up hating the rare way.
Right.
Imagine the
Don't go that way. You come out of it,
Imagine the player that made it to the league and you turn back and you hate. But that's how rare the truth is, man. And you could lose your way on the right route.
Yeah, you could deviate
Deviate.
because that road was too tight. Oh, the scriptures tell you that. Now, you will cast it off. That stone, area be long, you're eventually casting that stone because that stone will weigh on you. When you first come in, you jacked up. Your own mind not getting lined up, you know what I mean? But once, you know what I mean? It's the 10th classic, you in the pool. Brothers know what we talking about around here. You're in the 8th classic and you start getting weak. You know what I mean? Now you got to line up and you watching the car on that weekend. And you got to continue, man. And see what'll happen. The other lane will look comfortable. You're like, oh, fuck that. No, I'm going this way, man. Right, and I can swear, I can, you know, you got elbow room. No, you in straights. Yeah.
Hey, being in straights is not comfortable.
No.
So don't. Not saying that the Most High is not a balanced power because He's not going to put what's the word I'm looking for? He's not
Burden.
He's not going to put a burden on you all the time. You're going to be comfortable, and not saying the truth is a burden, but what I'm saying is anything that's heavy to carry could be a burden, right? But the Most High balance, like you always say, you ain't going to sit there and meditate on the truth Indian style with incense burning, right? All day long.
People get offended in you. They find out that's what you're not really doing.
Right, you're right.
I'm a regular guy like you.
We ain't going to caves.
Right.
After we be here, we pass around shoe bread. No. Like you said,
You got an ancient candle in there, you know.
yeah.
After camp, you come in, right? Somebody gives you like a, what they call it, an in-depth behind the scenes look at
Documentary.
great millstone, Birmingham. After you leave the camp, you follow us into, you know what I mean, undisclosed woods. Yeah.
In the cave.
And this is camp, you get there, some mock waiting on you.
Yeah. You over there in Dolomite somewhere. Got a cave over there.
Get there some mock, let you in with a staff. Welcome.
If I may.
If I may.
Shoe bread for the priest. You know what I'm saying?
No, man, the Lord, that's St. John 17. I pray that you take them now. Right?
Scripture say, same affliction is accomplished in your brethren in the world. That's why Yahawashi said, like you just quoted, I pray not to take them out of the world, right? But to keep them, you know. And that's to keep you, like you said, going down that straight and narrow path. You know, like you said, that's heavy. The other one is a highway, and you switching from lane to lane, going at fast speeds. But on this one, you taking your time trying to step, you know, because it's a level of difficulty, man. But you ain't don't prepare to be comfortable though.
Right.
Acts chapter 14 and verse 22, confirming the souls of disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, if I may. So continue in that path, you know, continue to carry that burden, right? And we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of the Most High. So it's going to come with trials and tribulation, man. You know, but you got to understand and realize what it's about, man. This ain't shit here, man. You know, the kingdom is what it's about, man. Rulership, power, dominion. You know, so that also affects your walk once you come of age in this thing.
And you bearing your cross, man. That's what you're doing. You know, you bearing your cross. You partaking in the cross of a Mashiach, man, which is the best. If it's a burden, that's the best one to have ever, especially in this life, especially in these times. You know, so hey, the apostles always say you got to carry a cross with two hands. Can't be over here pimp walking, got the cross, you know. You gotta be careful.
You get that definition?
That word loss in the Strong's G622, it says to destroy, put out of the way entirely.
Right, so those who are lost, who are not in the house, meaning you're not accounted for. Remember that Home Alone. Remember they was taking. I forget which one it was, but when they was getting on the bus, the van, they was counting each one. And yeah, the first one, the reason with the whole confusion, they had counted the guy they thought it was Kevin. Yeah, but that east. Well, you know what? That's even if we're going to the truth, like the math. You might say, man, something ain't adding up. That means you're not confident. You don't have the truth. Like somebody tell you, man, this ain't adding up. They go back to the Hebrew word amah, math. So you're accounted. And this truth, really, you're accounted for. That's why you have those numbers, 1/3, 144,000, that preposition. So if you're not in the house, you're not accounted for. You lost. The Lord said, man, hell with you. And one of the definitions there is to destroy, man. But for those of us who have found this truth, that complements, what's that? Isaiah 1, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass is master's crib. That benefits that respected animal to know their master's crib. They lost, they're going to be fucked up, man. They're going to be left over to they're going to be a feeding frenzy on wolves. Right, yeah. They're going to be left over to the elements of the outside world versus being hedged by the walls, the coverage.
Sheep don't make it when they go straight.
Right.
Don't make it back.
Yeah, the shepherd has to, and that's the door. The door is the very one that is through the door whether they come back into the sheepfold. So it's the door himself that brought you here, man. Yahawashi invited you. Yeah, he called you. You had an invitation, man.
To the marriage.
We had an invitation to the supper.
To the supper. To the supper.
That's heavy to think about. All the brothers, the brother had invitation, man. Yahawashi gave the brother invitation. Okay, yeah. You know, you look at someone different. That, oh, you in this prestige? Oh, you in the skybox?
You gotta be okay. You gotta be okay with that.
Right.
You know, because here it is. You know, it's even that idea is complicated. But some Jake, they don't want to live up to. They don't want to live up to it. Like I remember, an Irish dude told me at work one day. He said, "Hey man," he said, "You wanna soar amongst the eagles, you gonna have to start walking with the trolls." You know, but I mean, I took it as like, you know, he kind of seen some good in me or whatnot, and he wanted potential, basically. And it's basically the Lord. He called us back, but you gotta wanna. It's a standard now. You gotta wanna remain there. Now everybody ain't gonna be able to see and understand what you're doing in the midst of you doing, and they gonna try to call you back to the low standard of you just being the hangout, whatever. But you starting to do this. You starting to elevate. You starting to take off through the spirit. And humbly, I say this: the Lord bring us up for a level, a few levels, and now you gotta become comfortable. Yeah, you gotta be comfortable with that. You're gonna be the strange one now. Now you're gonna be the eyeball out. You gotta be comfortable with that. You can't just reject. You know what? This too much for me. And that's what the scriptures say. You get like a thorn. You get the cares of this life. The cares of this life heavy, man. That choked the hell out, Jake, man.
Yeah. Really, you've been in the world longer than you was in the truth. In a lot of cases, it's rare. You know, only the apostles and few men like that.
Right.
Other than that, you was in the world. This reality made more sense to you than this new. That's why this is the new song. You was born again. So the flesh that looks for comfort in this place was. That's why this is the grave. Really, a grave is like a bed. That's why the scriptures say they would not suffer their dead bodies to be buried. Right. I believe what's the Revelation 11? And they will not suffer to bury their dead bodies.
Dead bodies be put in graves.
Grave. Yeah, because the grave. Why? Because the grave represents your resting. So if this the grave, the flesh, it accommodates the flesh. The flesh want to go to sleep. What Yahawashi said, the flesh is weak, but the spirit is. Why did he say that? Because they wouldn't stay awake. When you put that in context, the reason why he even said that was because they wouldn't stay up with me. He said, you can't stay up with me 1 hour.
The spirit is willing. You want it to do.
The spirit wants you, but the flesh want to go to sleep. So sleep is really death. The best place to sleep is in the grave.
That's it. That's it.
That's why it's so much stuff that can bring the flesh back. What the scripture say, those who sleep, sleep at night. So this is the best time to be sleeping. Really, it's rare for somebody to be woke.
That's it. That's it.
Because this is the deep, dark sleep. If you go to somebody's house at 4 in the morning, somebody up,
Right.
reading, that's
Hey, you
rare.
still up?
You still up. Yeah, that's more rare than the guy sleep. Everybody in this motherfucker should be, everybody should be foaming. A nigga should be like this on the bed. At that time of night.
got it. Go ahead.
Ephesians 2 and 4, it says, but the Most High, who is rich in mercy, for his great love wherewith he loved us, even when we were dead in sins, have quickened us together with Hamashiach. By grace are ye saved. It says, and have raised us up together, and made us sit together in heavenly places.
Right, in the middle of the night, the Lord raised us up, man. And that's offensive too. You have somebody trying to sleep and you up. That's offensive, you know. You going in the draw, you up working. Now you not just up. You up building the ark.
Yep.
Yeah, and then, you know, at the same time, you telling them they're gonna die, you know. This is a unique, right? This is unique. Yeah, you get a lot of trouble. Yeah, you gotta be cut differently. Because you definitely gonna be a target. Look what we teaching over here in the West. You can tell me America, where you liable to see a foot and a pallet jack in the same, you know, that really rubbed me. I'm telling you, man, that's been mental scars since I saw that, man. The motherfucker out of everybody, she was sizing me up, working the pallet jack. And I'm looking at her, you trying to jockey, you know. But imagine trying to teach this. You standing for righteousness in a world like this. A world of evil. You're gonna be the offense. Again, that's likened to everybody's trying to go to sleep and you in the house building. You know? Typing. That's offensive. Typing, you know what I mean?
Somebody, you hear the door shut and open.
Yeah.
The floorboard creaking.
Yeah, that's offensive.
Back in that word, loss, it says to kill, to declare that one must be put to death.
Right, so for those who are lost, the Lord have declared that you must be put to death, in which that death, it ranges. The Lord have a lot of creative ways to put you people to death. See? But again, it all centers around you being lost. You haven't found your way back to the master's crib. Matter of fact, unless you have something else. Flock, yeah, bring that up.
God, real quick, Proverbs 31, going back to that night. Proverbs 31 and 15, she rises also while it's yet night, and give a meat to her household and a portion to her maid.
Right, so in the middle of the night, wisdom have rose up, and the Lord have pretty much delegated, distributed those talents by line. So basically, everybody have their portion, and we are to serve. That's Proverbs the 9th chapter. But it happens when? In the night. This is the set where the Lord raises us up. That city on the hill, who takes a light and sit it under a bushel, but he sets it on the candle stand for everybody to see. This is the lampstand. This is the candle stand. These candles. When you read Revelation, the 1st chapter, it speaks about the 7 churches. Right, that word church, when you go into it, it really pretty much breaks down the campus, the place where the light is held.
Make a point, you know, a lot of the prophets of old, when they got risen up to this, that were woken up in that night, there was like, Lord, this is a big responsibility. It might be too much. It might be too heavy. A lot of them already spoke to the Lord like, you sure I could do this, or maybe send somebody else to please? Because it's on, like the elder said, in the middle of the night. People want sleep. You out here working, waking, so they knew what would come with it. You a target, but really standing up for what the Lord requires, and it's in the night. It's in the midst of everybody else sleep, so it's not like everyone could join in on that. Nah, you there for a specific reason. You can't entangle too much. You can't even pretend like you ain't doing this work for the most part. You got to stand on it. You know, a lot of the prophets are old. When you go through the Jeremiah and Isaiah, or Daniel, they was young men, and you know, Jonah ran and fled, tried to flee from that responsibility because it's a heavy lot.
Yep. I got something for you real quick. Galatians. This is our Galatians 4 in verse 6. It says, and it's Galatians 4 and 16. It says, am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth?
Yeah, because if you got the light and you sent into darkness, that's a conflict right there. Just to add to the elder point. So that's why you have a lot of resistance from the prophets. It was like, okay, somebody's sending you out on a dangerous mission. You know it's dangerous based upon where you're going. You actually going to the place where darkness dwells. So the Lord raised us up in the middle of the light with this light. It's like in the middle of the night with light. That's a contrast. I wish that Genesis, the first chapter. Matter of fact, give me that real quick. Genesis 1 and 3. So that's why Yahawashi said, if the world hates you, hey look, they hated me first. Why? Because the Lord was preferred before us on so many levels, right? For an example, we come out of the scriptures. The scriptures were here before we got here, man. It's touching this lifetime. So you hated Yahawashi first, period. Because it was there. That, you know, that's the cornerstone. That's the foundational. And that's what, for an example, somebody on the job, right? The rebels on the job. Who is that rebellion geared towards? The symbol of order. That's why all the co-workers hate the manager. Because they rebels, they want to do their own thing, but the manager serves as a symbol. You had to get up at 8 this morning. Who can get this to us? It's the manager, you know, or the guy.
He can't really,
right, he ain't doing that.
Can't scarf with the rest of them too.
No, he can't play around.
Because now he can't manage, and his job is at liable, so it all falls.
It's gonna be a conflict.
It's gonna be conflict.
Right, so that's why Yahawashi said what he said. They hated me first. Because the Lord served as a symbol of righteousness. If you're wicked, you hate the very one, right? Matter of fact, give me Isaiah 30.
John the first chapter say, they hated the light.
Right, they come in, the light was a problem. Because again, when you sleep, a nigga's foaming at the drying at the mouth. You go in the room, you smell the stink, it's black and mild, you know? He don't want the light on. That light come on, he don't, you know? Now the Lord rubbed it in because he sent us with the garments, you know? That's rubbing it in. That's why you world-friendly Israelites, it's more of a subtle blow to me. Because he looked like me, you know? It's a nigga look like 21 Savage out there getting the precepts. You know, nigga got the threads. Yeah, t-shirt and fringes, lined up, this fitty hat, you know what I mean? And a scrap. So, that's not offensive.
Still in the flesh.
Right, it's dark, you know, you're still in the dark. But that light is offensive by nature, man. Matter of fact, get that Genesis 1 real quick. Like,
This is Genesis chapter 1 and verse 3. It says, and the power said, let there be light, and there were light, and there was light. It says, and the power saw the light, that it was good, And the powers divided the light from the darkness, and the powers called the light day, and the darkness he called night.
Right, so that's obvious. You know, with the naked eye, you come to that conclusion, yeah, light and darkness, you know. But on further examination, from a spiritual perspective, that's dealing with wisdom and understanding. Because even wisdom is known as day. Or what's that, Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, where it speaks about the sun and the moon being darkened before that evil day when the sun and the moon is darkened. That goes into the lights of heaven, which represents what? Wisdom. The day dawns in your hearts. What?
It says,
Because you can sin today.
it says, in the evening and
No, that's all I want right there.
I got something.
So light and darkness is separate. You walk into a room and it's dark, you cut the light on, the dark instantly flee. So that's the same with this truth. You're not going to have someone in the dark to stay around. They might hang around for like 45 minutes, but then we're going to a back and forth. And it'll start to resistance, you know? Because he might say, Shabbat Shalom, it's Saturday. We was with him, he was all in, you know? Everything good, he said Shabbat Shalom. And he's basing his that upon, he believing that the Sabbath is Sunday, Saturday, right? Friday. Other than the new moon, they know what's gonna happen. They're gonna be a friction. At some point, we say, "No, bro, that ain't right." We go into the scripture. He might say, "Well, hold up." And we say, "You know what? You take a walk." You know what that is? That's the Lord separating the light from the darkness. Because the Lord said the light is good. All right, come on.
It's St. John chapter 3 and verse 19. It says, and this is the condemnation that light is coming to the world. And men love darkness rather than light.
Right. A nigga love what makes him feel comfortable. That's the flesh and the grave dynamic. So if you operate in the flesh, the things of this world, which is the grave, is going to be compatible. See? So men love the darkness. A nigga love his breakdown. See? Right?
It says because their deeds were evil. It says for everyone that doeth
Yeah, their deeds are evil. You're not going to come up around us with a line up or something, you know, for so long. We're mercy, because, you might be a new brother coming in. You come up, you're a new brother with dreads. We're not going to say, hey, brother, do up them dreads. No, that's not how wisdom works, man. The brother come around. Oh, that was the account in the accounts of the apostles. Yeah, remember the whole circumcision, right? That whole debate, that council came up. Yeah, and they came to the conclusion, no, let them slowly work themselves in.
But the yoke of your father's back on them.
Back on
your
them.
fathers
Yeah.
couldn't bear.
That they couldn't bear,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, it's like rehab. Yeah, these steps, this is the first step. When you come up, that's the first step on the road to recovery. So we ain't gonna be, if you're a wicked guy, then you'll push that. But if you truly sincere, it's shit, you're a work in progress.
right.
So we're not gonna do that. But as time progresses, well,
It says for everyone that doeth evil hateth the light.
right. So they say, let's say like if you had got into that, you're not gonna come around us because eventually we're gonna say something to you. Well,
It says for everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds shall be reproved.
right, your deeds be reproved. So the true judge is gonna say, you know what, bro? Man, you gotta kill that, bro. You know what I mean? You gotta put them cigarettes down, at some point, Then if you're right, if you want to be healed,
Yeah.
you're gonna continue to get that.
Yeah.
You're gonna come back to the doctor.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to be reproved, you're gonna say, man, I can't go around them. They're gonna say something about my blacks.
You
know?
ain't showing them to the AAA meeting.
Right.
Then you're gonna look for a different camp that might accept
That's
it.
what it is.
They might accept
And
it.
he got a cherry black.
Yeah. Cheers.
Yeah. You're gonna be like, now these the guys. Then you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna start talking shit about the right one. That nigga. A nigga on the post. Them your guys. That's for you, yeah. And the Lord, our Spirit got on me to bring that out through the Spirit. Them camps is detour signs. The Lord strategically set them up to filter out the undesirables. So the Lord suffice your lust. It's not as if, like the Lord said, okay, you can be an Israelite in America, I got somebody for you. It's not like the Lord leave you hanging like, well, I can't just be an Israelite, period, now. No, the Lord said, nah, you can be, okay, you just be that type of Israelite.
Yeah, you can know my name.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna.
Right, yeah. He accommodated, he got everything set up for you in your lust, man.
Another thing.
Yeah, it's a snare. Because I can't see how you could be around the IUIC. I just don't get it. The Lord really hates you, man. You follow them niggas.
Right.
The Lord hates you, man. Because you mean to tell me you know the scriptures and you can agree with a guy coming in on a horse.
Yeah, I'm about to say. As soon as
I
Nate,
would be scared,
yeah,
man.
yeah. As soon as Nate come by on the horse, I'm out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to prayer and the Lord don't kill me, you know, just for being in there, man. That's crazy. Yeah, Passover speakers. It's like, what the fuck,
He
man?
running.
Yeah.
Imagine being there, you see Nate running.
Yeah, and the nigga was running, and he, you know, he did that because he wanted that people to desire.
Yeah. They want it.
You know how, like, that would happen when you see, like, these celebrities that go to the airport. Like, as long as you just walking through it, you know, but when you start running, like, they feel, oh, my moment is leaving me, you know? And they start chasing, oh, that when the screams become more emphatic and dramatized. And the celebrity himself, who's driven off fame, oh, because that word fame goes back to famine. You hungry for attention. So you eating that up. So you run, that triggers. Yeah, it's enough, goddamn, they already worshiping your black ass, man. And then now you're gonna trigger it.
You're gonna come from the sky next time. You're gonna come on the screen.
But you want to see somebody's head pop like goddamn, bro? You
You're gonna have a picture.
you want to take them to the limit, you know? Just get your little, yeah, you just smoke the ego, get your money first, like get your money. But it's still out there, man.
That's how Yahawashi shut that down too during the time of the fame that the Pharisees or the high priests, Yahawashi started raising people from the dead. Just to trump whatever the hell they had going on, because they had some type of fame, but here it is, Yahawashi raising people from the dead. That's the ultimate. Do that.
And Yahawashi said, don't even tell nobody.
Yeah.
Don't even tell nobody, man.
Imagine if Nate could raise somebody from the dead.
Oh, man. It'll be on Netflix, you know what I mean?
Countdown to
It won't be on YouTube.
Pay-per-view.
This is the book of St. Matthew 23, verse 27. It reads, "Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you are like unto whited sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward."
Right, that's them groups, man. Because let's say even IU, with the other ones, ISUPK. If you're around, I wouldn't want to be around them. But you might say, well, hold up, because they're dressing all black, right? But you might say, well, hold up, that's not flashy, but it's the choreographed. It's choreographed. See, that contributes to the outward appearance. More like, look at the unity, the uniform. See? So you got 20 niggas with high-tech boots, and, you know what I mean? Yeah, black shades. So, you know, that's another, what I just said, the detour thing. So a nigga who wanted, because you got guys out there with black, dark thoughts, that's the perfect place for this. You know, nigga just got out the joint. See? So, but that's all of them guys. They will be considered, that's those Pharisees. See? What?
It says, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead
Yet
men's
the
bones.
beautiful outward again is enticing. It lures you in. Scripture says stumble not at the beauty of a woman. So it's the beauty that causes you to be enticed. So that beauty again is the camaraderie. You got the guy standing, the guy with an assault rifle.
It says, but are within full of dead men's bones.
Right, their knowledge, their reasoning is dead. They don't have the words of eternal life. See? Well,
And of all uncleanness.
right, see? What St. John the 15th chapter says? You are now clean through the word. So you can outwardly look like an Israelite. You got the staff. You got a jewel on top of it. You know what I mean? I remind me of the guy, remember came up to the real Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah.
I wish you could find a picture of that guy, man. The guy, he got you riled up that day. I said, listen, motherfucker. But that was Satan. I mean, that guy looked just like, you remember him?
Yeah,
He was just like Jesus Christ, man. But he had this grand staff, and he had like he had a jewel on top. Like,
It says, even so ye also appear even so ye also outwardly appear righteous unto men, but within you are full of hypocrisy and iniquity.
That's it, man. See? The scripture tells you the treasures of a man. Let's get that real quick, Matthew the 12th chapter. The Spirit got us going into this. See? Because eventually that's going to contribute to that perplexity as well. All you guys, you're going to have to answer to these wayward doctrines and ideas that you brought forth, which was really an effort to discredit the testimony of Yahawashi. Because really, your rebellion was at the expense of the truth. A lot of you guys didn't never say, man, the hell with great millstone. We just doing our own. No, you use us as a prop, as a building point, right? So it was at the expense of the words of Yahawashi, man. You got to pay for that. Yep, come on, Matthew. I think it's 12 and is it 36?
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 12 and verse 36. But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give an account thereof in the day of judgment. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned.
Which lies within. Because your words, before they come out to the public, they're within you. That's why the scripture says within, they're full of excess, hypocrisy, dead man's bones. See? I think that might be. And you know what, too? The scripture speaks about filleting the flesh from off of them. That's what you push out, that energy. So when you open your mouth with your doctrine, your presentation, is likened to filleting the flesh off of Israel. You're bringing them back to that dead state. That's why the Lord said your reason is centered around with dead man's bones. See? Versus the true prophets who is putting the flesh and the smooth and ultimately the breath back into the believers.
Ezekiel 11:2. Then said he unto me, Son of man, these are the men that devise mischief and give wicked counsel in this city.
Right, they're dealing with other camps, you know? You give wicked counsel. See? You see, the Lord about to move on America. And it was your job to warn the people. But now they're going to succumb to the wrath of the Lord. Simply, you were protecting your ego. You couldn't come up under the order. That proved that you was the rebels, because the Pharisees, they didn't want to come under the Yahawashi. Because what the scriptures say, they're taking away our seats. The Pharisees fear their seats being taken away from them. If you go into the word seats right there in the Greek, it's topos, which goes into top. So they really feared the top seats being taken away, because they wanted to be viewed as the vanguards, if you will, of Israel. But the Lord said, no, the poor, these the real prophets, Papa. These the ancient prophets that you read about. They're amongst you, man. And this is who was delegated to warning Israel. That's why we got missile signs. I don't even see the camp on missile signs. I don't really watch them. You don't even see that, right?
Outside like that.
Yeah. You might see a picture of a nigga with a crown, right? They push that in, a lot. When the apostle, hey, that's listen, man. When the apostle Paul said, well, you got rain and kings and dollars. So the true men don't want to hear that. Most of you don't want to hear that, man. You more preoccupied about the destruction and warning.
God, it says, we say it is
build houses anyway to become more comfortable in America. And see, this is a conflicted interest. When true men come out, then that compromise is building houses. Because we telling you to build pilgrims. We building an ark. You want to stay here, right? If I'm building a car, that means what? I'm ready to go. And you building a house.
Ready to stay.
Right. You trying to stay here, and I'm trying to leave.
Two separate paths.
Right. So it's going to be a conflict of interest. Every time you get on alert from us, you're going to get pissed.
Learn to learn from.
Right, yeah.
It's that can two walk together, let they be agreed.
Yep, cut. You got some, bro? You got some?
Ezekiel 33 and verse 6, it says, but if the watchman see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at the watchman's hand.
Right. So if you don't warn the people, the Lord's going to require their blood. You're going to die. Right? The average person who hear you, will follow them, they're going to die. But the Lord's going to require that judgment at your hand. Because you didn't warn them. And really you didn't warn them from the violent man. Esau, man. Because, and you know what? That's an indictment. Because you guys know how wicked Esau is. You mean to tell me there ain't enough evidence on Esau for you to have your presentation to curse this man out? Yeah, daily you should be cursing this man out. Even if your video is not dedicated, the video is entitled, something else, Right, yeah. Repent. But even in that video, it's not far-fetched for someone to been against Esau. Even if it's at 5 seconds, right?
Aside.
Yeah.
It comes natural. It came naturally to Yahawashi.
Yeah.
I say you and your father's the devil. You have to throw that in there. Just because you was behaving like the Romans.
Dude, Yahawashi actually had a target. It wasn't like, who are you talking about? No, he called him out, man. Because when you're making a complaint, there have to be someone there. You have to gear that complaint towards them. Matter of fact, let's get it real quick.
God, this is the book of Ecclesiastes, Sirach, chapter 35, verse 14. It said he would not despise the supplication of the fatherless, nor the widow which poured out her complaint.
See, read that again.
It said he would not despise the supplication of the fatherless, nor the widow when she pours out her complaint.
Right, that's us. We the fatherless and the widow. The fatherless being Yahawashi, which in a lot of cases, Yahawashi is known as our father as well. But you got to understand the context. Look at Isaiah, the 9th chapter. Yahawashi is known as the father. Why? Because he spawned you. You have grown from him. See? Which, yep, Solomon, yeah. Oh, what's that proverb, the 4th chapter? Hear the words of the father and the instruction of the father. Because the father represents, again, one that spawned you. Remember, we was born again. But it also symbolizes an authority figure. So in some cases, Yahawashi, in the right context, he's our father. See? Read that again.
It says he would not despise the supplication
Oh, the scripture say that as well. He who teaches his son grieves his enemies. That's directly Yahawashi, because it was through Yahawashi, the word, right, that we have been given such understanding. But in that, it grieves the Yahawashi's enemies. Just like your son. Like you can have a son, you break up with the woman, that son, like a spit image of you, act like you. Now all of a sudden you thought you got rid of the guy, and his son, he getting on you. What you going out this time of night for, man? Oh, right, it's a Twilight Zone, remember the one with the robot, Uncle Simon? You see that one? Man, that's a classic, man. This grumpy uncle, he had this niece. And the only reason she was there taking care of him because she was looking to get the inheritance.
Oh yeah.
And he knew it. But he used to cuss her ass out. He would call her every word, he would cuss her ass out. But he was working on a project in his basement. She ain't know nothing about it. She was wondering why he always go to the basement all time of night, or like banging and shit. But when he finally died, she thought she was home free. And the lawyer came in and said, well, hold up. There's a clause in the will where you can get everything, but you got to take care of his project. When they went and unearthed the project, they went in the basement, it was a robot like him. He left a robot just like him. The motherfucker sounded like him. He wanted, he rubbed tea, he wanted hot chocolate. Fix me some hot chocolate. And he was cussing the girl out. So she thought she escaped him, but he left a replica of himself, and she was still, and it grieved her. That's the same with Yahawashi, man. The ghost of Yahawashi hunts all of his enemies even to this very day. See, Yahawashi is not here in the present, but he's been delegated. All these different men have a portion of Yahawashi. So you in the Walmart line, self-checkout line, behind a potential house of David, a man with the spirit of Yahawashi. And you don't know why it's a unique feeling here. You like him or you hate him, you know? But see, that's what Yahawashi did with us. He taught us, and by that grieves our enemy. Read that again.
Kind. It said he would not despise the supplication of the fatherless, nor the widow who pour out her complaint. Do not the tears run down the widow's cheek, and is not her cry against him that causeth them to fall?
So we're not just crying. No, we crying against the very one that caused us to fall, man. Not just out here, you know, you ask what's going on. Just a lot of different things. Building up the community. You know, the same shit that you've been hearing that's, you know, it's the familiar lingo associated with America. So you come up here, you're going to hear something totally, you're going to hear something different. You're going to hear, let me get this real quick. Yeah, see, this is water. Yeah, this is different right here, man. But you see where it's not even just a missile. The word America is with it. So even in that complaint is geared towards someone. Lady Liberty with your... And finally, Lady Liberty with your...
Got 2 Corinthians 10 and 5 in the NLT. It says, we destroy every proud obstacle that keeps people from knowing Yahawah. We capture their rebellious thoughts and teach them to obey Yahawashi. After you have become fully obedient, we will punish everyone who remains disobedient. Okay. So it's the idea of how to become a nuisance by just doing the works of the Lord. You become a nuisance, man. Because now you got to taught everyone who, just like the brother quoted earlier, our faces are made harder than their faces. Just as the light becomes a target to the darkness and so forth and so on, Yahawashi became a target to those who enjoyed the upper room, right? They enjoyed this hypocrisy that they were living, this hypocritical life. Out in the inside is dirty, and they ain't worried about trying to fix that up because on the outside they living it up, and the people not going to question them. But here come Yahawashi, disrupting the whole plan, right? Actually showing people to live the right way. Right? And then he had a target on it. They said, we're gonna have to kill this man. They had councils and right, how can we kill this man? At one point he raised Lazarus, I believe, and that's where they decided we got to kill Yahawashi and Lazarus. Like it was to the point where they got to do away with everybody who can this is gonna be in danger. Yeah, they want to kill Lazarus too. That shows you that the deep-seated is deep.
Well, they got mad at the blind guy.
Right.
Yeah, they kept asking him. He said, oh, look, man, why y'all getting on me?
Right. He said, go ask the man.
He said, go ask the man, you know?
Yeah. Force them to give him more input. Because the people's
and
mind
the
be stirred.
Lord put the spirit on him to antagonize him. He said, oh, what y'all want to be held too, or something? Right. They said, no, man, you know, they wanted to kill Yahawashi, you know? He said, why y'all looking for him? What y'all must want, you know?
Want healing too, you want deliverance too. And that's why at this point in time we stand and being established in this calling, being established in what Yahawashi was doing when he was here.
Right.
Again.
The world did not hate you. Again, the world did not hate you. For me, it hated.
It said we destroy every proud obstacle that keeps people from knowing Yahawah. We capture their rebellious thoughts and teach them to obey Yahawashi. This is the NLT 2 Corinthians 10, where in verse 5.
Yep, I thought that sounded familiar. That's the spirit,
In the KJV, it say casting down imagination.
Right.
Yep.
And bringing into captivity
That's it.
every thought.
Yep. Everything that exalted itself.
Yep, against the knowledge.
Yeah.
So meaning what? Eventually, you're going to have to concede to what we've been saying. Matter of fact, look up that word, somebody could, I believe for that word, is it bringing into captivity, maybe?
Yep, I got captivity, bringing it to
Yeah,
captivity.
let's see what they give you.
It says, lead away captive, and it says metaphor, to capture one's mind, captivate.
Right, yep. Oh, when you corral someone, that's holding them captive, you know, like, let's say if you pig toss them, you constrain them, you know, they're now under your power. You want that?
Yep. It say figuratively, to subjugate, bring under control.
Bring under control. So your thoughts is going to be under the control of the process. When it's all said and done, you're going to have to concede to what's happening. You can't at that point say, nope, see him was not the rob, and you standing in line to get the figure. Yeah, so your thoughts are going to be, right, brought into the obedience. Oh, matter of fact, go to that word obedience.
Yep.
That's the spirit. Go to that word obedience, Baba Kasha. You're going to be brought into the obedience, right, of the word. So let's say like a lion is chasing you. You're not going to be able to upset that moment. You're going to be obedient to that moment, right? You're going to actually be a prop. The director cast you as being the guy that's running from that lion. You're going to be obedient to that will. You can't say, you're going to blink your eyes. I'm out, no. You know, have a dream, you have a dream, you have one of those dreams, right? And you just blink, you wake up like, fuck that. Right, I didn't have the dream. So you know what, I know how this would go. Fuck that, I'm out. Blink, to get out the dream, you can't do that because you're going to be obedient to the word of the Lord.
And reset.
Yeah.
Reset button.
Start the game over.
Right. It say for obedience, obedience rendered to anyone's counsel.
Whoa! You're going to be obedient to the counsel. See? So when the mills is coming, you're not going to say, you know what? I ain't with this. I ain't with that. Fuck that. I rebuke World War III. You know, bring it on.
Yeah.
No, bro.
Yeah.
You're gonna be obedient to that moment. You're right. You're gonna do what the Lord said. You're gonna die. You're gonna die in that moment. You're gonna do what I said. You're gonna die in the fire. Yeah, and that really it should pique your fear when you think of it. It's gonna be brought to the obedience. Motherfuckers who died, they rolled off a cliff or some shit, they had to be obedient to that moment. They can't say, fuck that, I ain't going. Boy, that proves, right? Hey, that proves that you don't have your own will. You got your own will, okay, we'll live forever then.
Yeah. And you talked about the Twilight Zone episode, and that's how he got him, man. But the robot was finna die.
Oh no, oh yeah, the robot was forever.
Yeah, he gonna outlive her.
And she had to keep up with it.
Yeah. She was subject to that moment, like
Right.
I said. No. Couldn't get out of it.
Forever.
You're going to be obedient to the word of the Lord one way or the other.
Real quick,
That's on the back of Ecclesiastes 8 and 8. There is no man that have power over the spirit to retain the spirit,
Yep.
neither hath he power in the day of death.
Mm.
And there is no discharge in that war, neither shall wickedness deliver those that are given to it. So yeah, no faded seed. You know? The Lord declared and decreed, that's what it's gonna be. You know, you're gonna be as the elder mentioned, you'll be a prisoner of punishment. You know?
He ain't gonna believe it. You're going to be obedient, don't you?
Yeah.
He's not the guy who roll by tonight. On the overcast, he's going to do something, figure something out to do. He's going to find something to do tonight. Guaranteed. Yeah. Somebody look at that nigga tonight. Like I said, you know, if it's reduced to a donut tonight, he's going to do something crazy. But guess what? He's going to be obedient. When the missiles come, observe it. And whatever he's been numbered to, right? Whether it's the dogs, the tear, the fowls of the air, what's that Jeremiah 15 said. Come on, was that it on that?
it's a Wisdom of Solomon 15 and 8. It says, in employing his labors lewdly, he maketh a vain God of the same clay, even he which a little before was made of the earth himself.
Right, they're going to men who make idols. You take clay, make the idol, here it is. You was just made from clay yourself. Well,
And within a little while after, returneth to the same. It said, out when his life which was lent him shall be demanded.
okay, yeah, that's heavy. What verse are you reading from?
Verse 8.
Verse 8, yeah. Your life, that's not your life. So when you jump down to I want to say the 16th verse, it speaks about the spirit in which men borrow.
I got it. Verse 16. For man made them, and he that borrowed his own spirit fashioned them.
Right, you borrowed your own spirit. So that means you are walking to the beat of a higher power. Matter of fact, what's that Psalm 37? I want to see. Yeah, so pretty much spirit is energy. And that's why you have the regeneration. You come and go. All right? Or what's that? Ecclesiastes 1 and 4. One generation come, another generation earth abide forever. So you come and go, and your walk is pretty much dictated. Even down to detail, it serves as nothing more than a manifestation of the thoughts of the Most High. So when you wake up and go, like Ox said, McNasty. This nigga woke up this morning and went to McNasty. Guess who was behind it? It was Yahawah man. Scripture say no thought or speech escapes him. That means he's in control of even your thoughts and what you say. That's heavy, man. And see, this is what makes this information very unique. When you entertain the idea of a higher power controlling what you say, what you think. Come on.
This is Psalm 37 and 23. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord,
Right, see? Go ahead.
and he delighteth in his way.
See that? So the Lord, which we know on the flip side, even the wicked, their steps are ordered. The point is, the Lord is the one who orders your steps. Pretty much, he serves as the driving force behind the generations, which goes back to what? Being generated. When you consider a generator, it comes and goes, you know? Generator belt, something is generated, energy, but it's a force behind it. You got here, you on the planet Earth because of another force that pushed you, you know, took you from it, brought you back.
1 Thessalonians 5 and 9. For the Most High, Yahawashi, have not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Yahawashi. Not just going back. The Lord, he's driving forth behind to obtain salvation by Yahawashi. You know.
And that word appointed go back to it make you think of appointment. An appointment is set in the future. At some point in time, you got an appointment. You got to make it there, right? It's already set. So that's how that fate is already set up for us. It's already appointed. The Lord said, "I predestinated you." That means you got a destiny already thought out. So the whole conclusion is to better learn how to serve the Lord with purpose. Right? You gotta have purpose behind that. You gotta have faith, and then you gotta understand your job. Yeah, there are jobs that brothers is doing.
It's like, because that's a decree. That's really a decree. Yahawah Shemashah decreed the elect to be delivered and 2/3 of people to be destroyed. It also talks about how the Lord commanded a deliverance for Jacob. So that's a decree. That's a law. You know what I mean? Of Yahawah Shemashah concerning the deliverance of the elect as well as the destruction of 2/3.
Promise.
I made too, like, even in ancient Egypt, the Lord had sent out an order to let his people go. Preach.
The king.
Yep.
This is James 4, verse 13. It says, "Go to now, ye that say, today or tomorrow we will go into such a city, and continue there a year, and buy and sell and get gain." You know, and the idea here is somebody that think they just gonna exist and exist and exist. Just like the rich man, there's a parable where the Lord said, you know, "You fool, thou fool, I require your life, your soul back," right? Basically, it's you know, you look at where require up, it say something that was given or expected back, right? And it say as like a soul, the soul is expected back. How long what contract did you remember signing? How long you gonna have your soul? It says, "Whereas ye know not what shall be on the morrow, for what is your life? It is even a vapor." Elder mentioned, you know, it's like a shadow. It's here, one day it's gone the next. It's just to wrap your mind around that while you in the midst of, you might be at the damn mall shopping, you might be at Dave & Buster's forgetting about, and then boom, the thought hits you. Today could be my last damn day. The scripture supposed to humble the shit out you.
That's
In the
right,
midst of your folly.
That's
Just,
right, bro. That's right.
you in the middle of the game, man.
Oh, you know what? That's that staff. You know, like that staff that keeps you in line. And usually the shepherd, he tapped the sheep on the head with that staff.
They didn't expect it.
Yeah, that word, and it gets them right back in line. That's how that word, it like taps your head, and you're like, man, oh shit. Yeah. Lord put me to death, man. There's so many ways to die, you know. Even when you start talking about it, you get spooked. Because you like, the Lord can get you, man.
Yeah.
Make an example. Like I was telling you about the guy who came on the TV show, the guy who coined the phrase organic. And that was a real thing. I looked him up the other night. He made the statement, you know, I feel good. I think I'm going to live for another 50 years. And he had a heart attack right there on the TV.
Right after that statement.
Right, yeah, right when he made it, you know.
Like this, but it's a vapor. It's that, and that's a breath. It's going to have, right? And even who was that? Cain's brother Abel. His name meant transitory, which means you here one and you gone tomorrow.
That's him.
Right.
He was here. He was just here. That's what they say about people when they pass away. They was just here yesterday.
Man,
That's where they get the word trans. That's why they call like the catch the bus. That's the transit system.
transition.
The transit system.
You got to catch, yeah.
Yep. Catch it. It's here for a minute. Quick
It
stop.
changed.
It changed.
Maybe we get like a transformer.
Right.
Transition.
Transition.
Translation. Change something.
That's your life. That's your whole existence, man.
Your life is a walk. It's a transition to something else. And that's why one of the powerful statements that Yahawashi made to show his power, and he's the truth, he's going to make good on. There'll be some standing here that shall not taste of death. That's so heavy. That's what we fight for. We could be one of the few ones who don't taste death in his lifetime.
Exactly.
You just transition as Enoch.
Face to face.
Yeah.
Oh.
As Enoch, you transition.
Right.
And that pretty much was the whole, even we was going into that about the whole lineage, like even with Adam, like he saw all those generations decline. And then that Enoch was the last one, which Enoch represented what? Really that transition from life to life.
You're not being translated.
Yeah, being translated. Yes, sir. So really that's the time we in. Matter of fact, can we get something on that, Enoch? Get some piece up on that. You got a piece up? Yeah, come on.
Transition. Second Ezra chapter 6, and I started verse 25. It said, "Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation in the end of your world. And the men that are received shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth. And the heart of their inhabitants shall be changed and turned to another king."
See that? That's concerning men who have not tasted death since their birth. Meaning, in this lifetime, when we came back, you lived throughout the duration, and you transition to everlasting life. Man, come on, who else goes? What other doctrine?
Right, that's what I was thinking.
Right?
Let Shaka Amo pull out.
Yeah. What can Shaka Atmos pull up at that point, man?
Right.
You can pull out a chalkboard or whatever too, man. Go into an in-depth lesson. Right. What, did I say that? Oh, no, that's spiritual. Move to.
And the Lord is able to stop that transition. That transition that everybody know is coming. Right? And here it is, we still acknowledging that it's coming. In the sense that we acknowledging that as of right now, transition is a normal way of life. We think upon it. We even, as the elder mentioned earlier, you get that thought of the Most High can send you up, right? He can transition you tonight,
Right.
and then you meditate on that. Just to meditate, the scripture said meditate day and night on the scripture. So we meditate on death, but yet still it's allotted for certain men that never even receive that.
Come on, man.
Right. And then your last show was 6 months ago. That don't make sense.
You can't come up with any other text, any source of information that rivals it. But you got to have faith to even believe that. Because really, it's unbelievable. In a world where death is the norm. Obituaries, that's just, not just this world, period. Throughout the ages and different generations, it's touching kingdoms and empires, various regimes. And one common thread was everybody died. Everybody, you die, you know? Yeah, you're gonna die. Even these niggas today, one of the most philosophical things they can come up with in their little world is YOLO. You know, we all gotta die, and that drives a lot of niggas move too. Man, I'm gonna die anyway, man. That's a dangerous nigga to be around.
It is. Yes, it is.
When we had a guy in the camp who used to say, "We're gonna come back in the kingdom though," and I saw it, I was like, man, that ain't a good way to think. I didn't even tell him, you know?
Yeah.
I was just thinking to myself like, bro, what you mean?
Yeah.
There's a Jacob up in New York before he fell out. He would say things like, "Hey, it's the Most High will, whatever gonna happen anyway."
Oh, nah, see. That's a snare. That gets you messed up. Man.
Yeah.
The fear of the Lord leads.
Might as well just do what the fuck I want. Hey, man, he gonna do what he wants.
You think you finessing the Lord.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you saying, okay, I'm going to be in the kingdom anyway.
Yeah.
Hold up, nigga, the Lord have it when you was a Hamite.
Yeah, exactly.
You be a strange nation. You would Elam or some shit.
Right.
You better hope that you ain't Edom. But when you think like that, you say, well, okay, fuck it, you know. I'm going to go in the kingdom anyway, and the Lord going to set the red carpet out for me anyway. That's why John the Baptist says, say not that we have Abraham as our father. No, you supposed to be at the edge of your seat, man. Hoping that you're... Hey, because there was a reason why the Lord took us from our national. You don't know now.
Right.
You hoping, great. But there was a reason why that reality was associated with our walk. Because if you just knew that you was an Israelite, then, okay, now you can start entertaining that. You can start saying, you know what, bottom line is, that's the truth. Lord, not a lie. I'm an Israelite. Yeah. That death gonna be a sting.
Yeah.
At some point, I'll be back.
Yeah.
I can't have that approach, man. That's why the Lord said, y'all strangers, you know, to the strangers, scattered abroad. Now you hope that you numbered amongst that illustrious. right. Don't you got it?
No, that was it. That was it.
This Hebrews 11 and verse 5, it says, by faith Enoch was translated that he should not see death.
Right, read that again.
It says, by faith Enoch was translated that he should not see death.
Right, so Enoch was translated based upon what? Faith. See? So now you can check off the box right there, humbly. You know, we believe. So God willing, we could be those men. We got something to hope in now. See, everything else people hope for is going to come to nothing, guaranteed. Especially if you're hoping that America regain its foot through, man.
It says, and was not found. It says, because...
Oh, he was not found. And that's going to apply to the elect as well. The elect will be hidden. What?
It says, because the Most High had translated him, for before his translation, he had this testimony.
He had a certain testimony. So before his translation, Enoch had a testimony. Go ahead.
That pleased the Most High.
And what's that testimony? The spirit of prophecy, as it is written, by the foolishness of preaching. See? So the Most High is pleased by that. So this is pleasing to the Most High when you go against the grain.
Let me read that again. It says that he pleased the Most High. So
Okay. Oh.
Yep, same thing.
So that he pleased the Most High. Matter of fact, you know what? Go to Psalms 1. Is that Psalm 145? Oh no, I think Psalm 91. He who do things that please him. All right, the scripture says. Because he said below.
Oh, yeah.
91. That's Psalm 91.
It's Psalms 91. And
14, is it?
Yep. Psalms 91 and verse 14, it says, because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him, I will set him on high.
Right, so because the elect have set their love upon the Lord, right, which they did the things that was pleasing unto him, he said he would deliver them and set them on high. How would that play out? In the form of the return of our Lord Yahawashi, which would go hand in hand with the destruction. You would be delivered and caught up in the clouds. See? It was based upon you setting your love upon the Lord, which pretty much mirrors what we just read concerning Enoch. His translation was based upon faith. See? Go ahead.
It says, because he have known my name.
See that? Go ahead.
It says, he shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble.
Right, so chronologically, is it not going to be a time of Jacob's trouble?
Yep.
See, which really we already in. It's only going to intensify. The Lord said he will call upon me, and I will hear him. Go ahead.
I will deliver him and honor him.
And honor, the word honor means to promote. So after the deliverance, we're going to be promoted. We're going to wear a crown. That's it, right?
One more. It says, with long life I will satisfy him
Kingdom of heaven. Go ahead.
and shew him my salvation.
That's it.
Going back to that Enoch. The book of Ecclesiastes, Sirach 44 and 16. Enoch pleased the Lord and was translated, being an example of repentance to all generations.
See that? So Enoch represents, he served as a symbol of repentance, not just in that lifetime, right? To all generations, which all is perfected now. See?
Yeah, in other words, that's speaking of the elect, man.
Yeah.
Well, he's a symbol of the elect. Because only the elect, Scripture speaks about only a small number that was going to return unto the Most High, to worship him in what it is, spirit and in truth.
Isaiah 10 and 20, I know it speaks about only the remnant. So Israel be as the sand of the sea.
That's
Only
it.
the remnant
Only a remnant. That's
shall
it.
return, and where return, go to repent.
That's it. That's it.
Oh, that's the spirit. We caught the thumbnail on the train. The train had an exile. Now the train is traveling from west to east. So, find that
That's it,
spirit.
bro. That's it, bro.
Yeah, the return is
West to
exile.
the east.
Yeah. Really, man. Why now? Why this time of day? Why we work?
Right.
Train could have came through Thursday. Thursday evening. Yep, cut. Is that it up?
Yep.
If I may just going back to Enoch too, even though that way of deliverance, that form he was translated, that even it serves as an example as well. It's how he was taken, like
Yep.
the chariots,
That symbolizes the elect, man. You said call up, not to see death, man.
That's where they swing low, sweet cherry.
Right, yeah.
Making it all come home, man. We've been singing this song. Our spirit's been yearning out for the same power the whole time. To resonate with us. People on this sign that resonate with the most, who need salvation, number one. Who are the people that actually need salvation? Who did Esau need salvation for? Who the Edomite actually need salvation for if not from his own self?
Yeah, I was thinking his own self.
Damn mind, yeah.
Oh, he who, the scripture say, he did unto himself.
So he be good.
Home to his good.
So now we all under his viper. We need salvation from this mess, man. And the Lord provides it to return it back to him, and then he says, do things that are acceptable unto me. His spirit is borrowed. It makes sense. Now you can't take, it's not like you can take control of what your fate is. You gotta embrace it. And the way that elect embrace their role in this is by being fearful of the power that gave us life, fearful of the power that decides our fate, and doing the works that it requires us to do by faith. And still, at the end of the day, works aside, it's up to Yahawah who is up that, but you still do the work.
The scripture say, even after you've done these things, view yourself as an unprofitable servant. So even at the end of all that, the Lord got the jurisdiction to say, But the comfort too is the Lord said what? He's not the unjust power to forget the work of labor of love. Well, that's it. The brother got on it. Yeah. That's the spirit,
Yeah,
bro.
Charlie, Hebrews 6 and 10.
You do 6 and 10. That's it.
This is the book of 2 Chronicles chapter 14 and verse 2.
Right, because like the brother said, we doing things that's pleasing to the Most High. That's Enoch. See? But you can say that, but it's our job to go into detail. How do you please? What will serve as a symbol of, things that's pleasing in his sight.
It says if Asa did that which was good in the eyes of the Lord, his power, for he took away the altars of the strange gods.
See, he took away the altars of the strange God. Man. See, that's pleasing in the sight of the Lord. So when we out here on the streets teaching and throughout the week with these videos, which that serves as an altar set. You're making your sacrifice. When you're doing that, you pretty much taking down other idols, other altars. And that pretty much serves as a pleasing act. Read that again.
It says, and Asa did that which was good and right in the eyes of the Lord his power, for he took away the altars of the strange gods and the high places, and break down the images, and cut down the groves.
Right, see? Go ahead.
And commanded Judah to seek the Lord power of their fathers.
Right, so when, you go out and teach and tell Israel to return to your power, that's pleasing to the Lord. See?
It says, and to do the law and the commandment.
See that? Which in this lifetime, the law and the commandment centers around believing. Give me that in Romans, the 3rd chapter. Commanded to believe. That's my God. Oh, so you pay? God is not unrighteous to forget. Work and labor love, man. Romans 3, you got to press up? Yeah, go ahead. I read it.
Jude, verse 14, and Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, Behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000 of his saints, to execute judgment upon all, and to revenge all of their ungodly, that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds, which they have ungodly committed, and of all their hard speeches, which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. It's their testimony that he possessed, the testimony of Yahawashi. No. That please the Lord. It says, these are murmurers, complainers, walking after their own lusts, and their mouths speak of great swelling words, having men's persons admiration because of advantage. So the Lord will execute their judgment on them, man. And Enoch prophesied of these. He held the testimony of Yahawashi. Speaking to the Most High.
Again, it's geared towards, it's not broad. We pretty much cursing everybody out. It tells you that in Jeremiah, the 1st chapter. I'll set you up against the whole land.
God, the book of First Kings, so like the book of First Kings, chapter 15, verse 11. And Asa did that which was right in the eyes of the Lord, as David his father.
So again, see, as David his father, that's a vibration. Certain men under that vibration of David. That's the house of David. All right?
And he took away the sodomites out of the land.
See, he took away the sodomites out of the land. So when you condemn right now in this world, the LGBTQ, are you kidding me? Is not this the climax, the perfection, that resistance, you know, that contrary spirit? So you got men, this is an honorable work. The Lord told us to condemn the sodomites of the land. That's pleasing to the Lord. Read that again.
It says that he took away the sodomites out of the land and removed all the idols that his fathers had made.
See that? That's what we do. We were moving those idols through the spirit. So anything else? Hey, so with that, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory
To Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Qadash.
to the honor, our teachers, the head apostles, the elders, the great millstone. Shalom to the fellow neighbors out there. As always, the believers, at this time, shalom.
Shalom.